All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
Hello, welcome to this weekend's NASCAR Quick Hit here for Ship It Nation. I am Eric, also known as TheGame, and tonight we will be discussing the DuraMAX Grand Prix taking place at the Circuit of the Americas. But before we go ahead and break down that slate, let me go ahead and, of course, mention us here at ShipItNation.com, your one-stop shop for all things DFS. Everything you need to have success with DFS for less. That's right. If you haven't already known, 5 days for $19 using code SHIP19. You just click there on the join button. And then if you want 5 days all access, you don't even got pop your code in. 5 days for $19. You click that, boom, you're ready to go. What do you get for that 5 days? A pile of stuff. You get access to SaberSim, the world's greatest optimizer, who we are partnered with. You get projections for PGA, NBA, MMA, NHL, NASCAR. Of course, the other sports are off right now. Ownership, you get the Stone, Slate plans, core reports, player pools, Slate information, education courses by Tambo Hoopa and the boys, and of course, the greatest Discord community in DFS. Folks, if you aren't a member of the nation already, please do so. ShipItNation.com. Join now. 5 days for $19. If you want to dive in full bore, jump in here to the all access. Just get yourself the all access optimizer for the year. Get that done right off the bat. All right, ShipItNation.com, your one-stop shop for all things DFS. All right, let's go ahead and pull up this tab again here. Boom. And let me get my notes. Oh, opened up the wrong thing. Here we go. We have hit week 3 of the NASCAR Cup Series season, and this week we are road course racing at the Circuit of the Americas located in Austin, Texas. This week we have 95 laps on deck, which should equal out to 66.5 Dominator points. And this weekend I am recommending playing at least one potential Dominator per lineup. So 66.5 Dominator points up for grabs. Not a lot, but we should look for them. We should try to target them. So I am recommending at least one Dominator play per lineup. Alrighty, let me go ahead and pull up the Stone here. And can I close anything out? Close that out, make it look a little bit better. There we go. All right. No real exciting news or notes coming out of practice this week. And as always, if you are using the practice data to help craft your player pool, I do recommend only comparing those drivers in Group A with other drivers in Group A and vice versa for those drivers in Group B. It's likely not too big of a deal for this weekend since it is a road course and road courses are massive. However, almost always Group B gets better track conditions than Group A because Group A goes out there first. So they're getting, the unprepared, unrubbered in racetrack, unlike Group B. So if you do use practice data, I always recommend comparing Group A to Group A and Group B to Group B. In the ever-longing quest to make these quick hit videos a bit more quick hittable, this weekend I'm not doing a full field rundown. Instead, if you want a full field rundown, join the nation, ShipItNation.com. Of course, I will have a slate plan with all of my thoughts concerning the slate. And Discord, you can ask me about any single driver in this field. In tonight's video, I'm only going to focus on a few of them and some notes concerning them. And first and foremost is the hottest driver in the NASCAR Cup Series circuit, And I'm not just saying that because he's a fellow redhead. First and foremost, that would be Tyler Reddick, the driver who has won the last 2 NASCAR Cup Series events, is now on the pole for race number 3 of the season. And folks, this is no fluke. Let's not think Reddick just, got lucky in this. Reddick is an absolute dog when it comes to road course racing. In the 4 next-gen races at COTA, there's only been 4 next-gen races at COTA, 5 in total, 4 of them have been next-gen. Reddick has 1 victory, 1 second-place finish, and 4 top 5s with an average finish of 3.5, which is a series best at COTA. A ton of attention is going to be on Shane Van Gisbergen this weekend, and for good reason. However, make no mistake about it, Tyler Reddick can absolutely win this race on Sunday and really should surprise no one if he does. He is in the catbird seat. He's priced reasonably, in my opinion, at $9,500. I love me some Red Dog on Sunday. Next up, let's see here. All eyes may be on SVG this weekend, and to some extent, Connor Zilisch. But what about the third member of Team Trackhouse? Next up, I want to touch on old Melon Man Ross Chastain, who starts second. Ross is not really a driver known for his road course prowess. However, Melon Man has ran fantastic at COTA in the next-gen era. Ross won this race back in 2022 and has an average finish of 6th in the next-gen era. So Reddick's average finish was 3.5. Ross's is 6 here at COTA. Ross had fantastic long-run speed in practice and starts the race in 2nd position. Can Ross pass Reddick on the start? They're both really great at starts and restarts. Both, I would say, are on the aggressive side of things on starts. So it will be interesting to see if Ross can get the jump on Reddick at the start. I think it's going to be quite difficult, but be interesting to see. Next on my list is NASCAR's most popular driver in Chase Elliott. Chase hasn't really set the world on fire at COTA. He only has 3 starts in the next-gen era. He missed 1 due to injury, I think back in 2023. But in those 3 starts, he has 2 4th-place finishes alongside of a 16th place finish in 2024. I don't want to spend too much time on Elliott's past results at COTA. They've been okay. However, I do want to focus on his general road course racing prowess. In the next-gen era, he has 22 road course starts. He, as in Chase Elliott, pal, has 22 road course starts. And in those 22 starts, he has an average finish of 10.5, including 5 top 3 finishes, 11 top 5 finishes. Elliott is a fantastic and extremely consistent road course racer, and while he has not yet won one of those races in the next-gen era, it really wouldn't surprise me if he won on Sunday. Elliott starts Sunday's race from the 5th starting position. Next up is Christopher Bell, who has an average finish of 9.3 at COTA. But there's more to that average finish that meets the eye, because here have been his finishes. In the next-gen era, he finished 1st, which came in last year's race. He finished 2nd back in 2024. In 2023, he got caught up in a very early accident and finished 31st, and he finished 3rd back in 2022. If you take away the outlier 31st place finish that was from an accident, Seabell's average COTA finish would be 2nd. Compare that to Reddick's 3.5. So you have Reddick with a 3.5 average finish at COTA, and Bell, if you take away his one outlier, with a 2nd place average finish at COTA. Let's see here. I lost my notes here. Bell wasn't the fastest in practice, as you can tell on the stone. However, that doesn't scare me in the slightest. team Joe Gibbs Racing will absolutely have that Toyota prim and primed for Sunday's race. Do not be surprised to see Seabell up towards the front by the end of the day on Sunday. Next up is by far the odds-on favorite to win this race, and that would be Shane Van Gisbergen. SVG is a next-level road course racer and is a threat to win quite literally any road course race he enters, no matter what car he drives. SVG, however, has not had much success at COTA yet in the Cup Series. He only has 2 starts, and he started 6th and finished 6th last year. And then in 2024, he started 12th and finished 20th. However, much like we did for Chase Elliott, let's not focus on SVG's COTA history and instead focus on his just overall Cup Series road course prowess. In 12 road course starts, SVG has an average finish of 7.7 and has 6 wins. Folks, he has won quite literally half of the road course races he has entered in the NASCAR Cup Series in his very, very young career. Plus, as of this recording, which peek behind the curtain is Saturday night at 8:52 in between basketball games, he is plus 125 to win from 13th starting position. Would it surprise anyone to see SVG dog walk the field and walk away with this thing on Sunday? Absolutely not. However, I did mention a couple other very good drivers at COTA, so you never know any given Sunday, right? Let's see here. Next up is my final driver, which will be SVG's teammate. And of course, that would be Das Wunderkid Connor Zilisch. I am the only one calling him that. Someone in the comments mentioned earlier if that was a shout out to Alex Wright. You betcha it is. Zilisch is a highly talented road course racer who's won just about every race imaginable last year in the Xfinity Series. This year, Connor is full-time in the NASCAR Cup Series and is making his second ever Cup start at COTA. Last year, Zilisch raced at COTA in the Cup Series and got caught up in a very early accident that left him with a 37th place finish. As far as this year goes, well, that remains to be seen. Zilisch had fantastic speed in practice and is currently plus 700 to win from the 25th place starting position. Actually, that might have changed from when I wrote that note. Yeah, plus 650 to win from the 25th place starting position. That's pretty great from 25th, right? Much like SVG, I think Zilisch will be incredibly high owned because he gives you a ton of place differential upside, which he could absolutely do. It's not like you're taking a shot on, like Riley Herbst coming from the 30s, right? So Zilisch will be very highly owned, and for good reason. Will he show out on his second Cup start at COTA? That remains to be seen. Zilisch rolls off the grid 25th on Sunday. All right, hey, that is all the notes I have for now. I think this was a success in making this quick hit video a bit more quick hittable. As always, if you have any questions concerning anything about this slate, please feel free to hit me up on Discord. I will be available to answer any and all of your questions. I still have some projections and ownership to craft, as well as a slate plan to finalize. So I'm going to wrap it up while watching some UFC. Good luck in all of your contests this weekend. And as always, let's ship it.